Good things can have humble beginnings. Great things are told in a tavern. Long Rest is a comedy radio play D&D podcast entirely told after battles at a tavern. Listen to the saga of misadventures, social awkwardness, and a mystery or two. Grab a seat at the table. Hashtag come for the ale, stay for the tale. Episode 102, Cats Out of the Bag.
Welcome back to The Long Rest, a Dungeons & Dragons podcast set entirely between the battles at the Long Rest Tavern. Our accidental group joins forces to adventure and gain riches, but egos, bad habits, and family lend to unpredictable exploits. I am Rob, your Dungeon Master. Tonight's episode is brought to you by our sponsor, Bread Zeppelin. Some only dream about bread, they bake it happen. So don't be a sourdough, get a loaf today. We start at the Rest Family Pub, the Long Rest Tavern. Last week, our bard, tiefling, and human rogue, by happenstance and a $10,000 debt, have found that they are half-brothers. A debt owed to the Thieves Guild by the bard has, for now, the brothers partnering to raise money and save the family tavern. All they need now is a group of adventurers with specific prowess that will agree to follow them into an adventure doomed to fail. It is here we find the rogue in one of the back rooms, lying on a bed, sleeping silently. As a sunbeam enters the window, passing over his eyes, he awakens in a dart, grabbing the dagger from beneath his pillow. The room is calm. He slouches back into the sheets, dreading leaving the warmth they provide. He could hear his brother downstairs, tending to the customers, his cheery tunes muffled through the wooden walls. He groans as the events of last night flood his mind, remembering the debt he now owed the Thieves Guild. Taking a deep breath, he pulls the sheets back, grabs his clothes, and heads into the main bar room, where his brother spots him.
Hey, Corvo! Good morning!
Give me a second before we start singing, okay, Artie?
Oh, cool, yeah, sorry, not a morning person, noted.
The rogue slouches to the bar, where he's met with a hot bowl of porridge topped with a smiley face made of bacon and eggs.
You're fine. Just not used to this much joy before breakfast.
I do have a snappy porridge song that the patrons love. Right, no joy.
He manages to get a single spoonful to his mouth before his brother shoots up again.
So, how'd you sleep?
Well.
You like being back in your room? Was that your room?
Sure.
Was the bed too small, or...
It was fine, okay? Now, can I please just eat without all the small talk? Spread your joy to those patrons.
Already done. Those four there, they've already been here for 2 songs, so, about an hour.
The rogue turns around, gnawing a piece of bacon as he eyes the other tavern-goers. Only 4 of them, a human, an elf, a dwarf, and a gnome. He turns back to his brother, who's studying him.
Can I help you?
So, are we going to address the flying golden elephant in the room? The thing we're both not talking about.
There's a lot of those. You're gonna have to be specific.
The money! The money we owe the Thieves Guild. I've been up all night about it.
Of course I remember the money. I was up all night too. The question is, how the hells are we gonna get all this?
I told you last night about how we do it. Adventuring!
That's funny. You can't be serious.
It's not, and I am. Think about it. All the best adventuring parties start in a tavern. We have a tavern. We're practically an adventurer's magnet.
Hold on. You know how ridiculous you're being, right? Why would adventurers put their lives at risk to pay off our debts?
You're acting like it's always nonstop life or death scenarios.
It is! There's a reason why I stay inside the city limits. Beyond that, it's filled with bandits, monsters, and all sorts of random encounters.
I've been out there. You're forgetting about my adventure.
What adventure? You had to hire 5 trained and heavily armed mercenaries to even get to the dungeon. And may I remind you, it was already looted.
The only reason it was cleared out was because they got the map.
You gave them the map.
A fair point. But if I had an adventuring party with me, they would have stopped me from handing over the map.
If you had an adventuring party in the first place, you wouldn't need to hire the mercenaries.
Again, fair point. By my calculations, that would be double the gold. Save the gold needed for the mercenaries, and then we'd have the gold from the crypt.
That is not how math works.
Stay with me. If we had a strong party, we could make some serious gold.
Yeah, but we need a serious lineup. A party of at least a half a dozen.
A smile starts to creep across the bard's face.
If I could get 4 people...
No.
Then at least you'd hear it out. Challenge accepted. I'll gather everyone and meet you in the back room.
Our bard bounds around the bar, approaching the regulars one by one, and, after a bit of deliberation and an offer of drinks on the house afterwards, each one heads to the back room, where the rogue is waiting. Everyone takes a seat at the round table in the center of the room, observing one another silently and slowly sipping from their mugs. It's a strange sight, to say the least. Our rogue and bard are joined by a young cleric high elf with raven hair. She is dressed in what seems to be a new traveling green cloak over a beautifully stitched tan dress with lace green leather through the bodice and sleeves. There is kindness in her face. A wise, older dwarf with gray mixed in with black hair and beard. Casual light armor over very clean brown leather pants, red woven shirt, and fine suede belt and gold-gilded buckle. The furrows in his brows are grim. A sorcerer gnome that can barely see over the table. He has wavy brown hair that cascades into ringlets. Dressed in brightly colored shoes and layers of clothes, looking as if he is ready for whatever is next. A somewhat weather-beaten book bag that is overfilled and does not seem to burden him sits with him. A wizard with short onyx hair pulled back into a bun. A long purple and silver cloak covers a simple traveling outfit with what looks like hidden knives in her boot. The rogue turns to the bard, expecting him to speak, but he's already staring back with his devil eyes. The bard gestures for his brother to speak.
Welcome to...
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. My name...
So, this is going to be an adventuring party.
Let me explain. My name is...
Of course we're going to be an adventuring party. Look at us.
If I could just...
Hey! Let the boy speak.
Thank you. My name is Corvo. I'm a rogue. We've recently come into need of an adventuring party, and you 4 seem to be what we're looking for. Now, I'm not the best with strangers, so how about everyone go around the table? Introduce yourself and say why you're here.
Kind of lame.
Great! You can go first.
Damn it. All right. Excuse me. Hi, I'm Artie, but you can call me the Bard, unless I'm serving you drinks, and then you can call me Bartender.
Wouldn't you just be the bartender, then?
I swing both ways when alcohol is involved.
Don't say that.
Anyway, you can find me most days either tending to this old Long Rest Tavern or writing magical songs about the great adventures I've been on.
May we hear one?
Yeah, play something.
Well, there was a dragon that lived in a cave, and then
Okay, all right.
Sorry.
Let's finish going around before we start singing. Okay, who's next?
If we were going to go counterclockwise around the table, that would be me.
Sure. Tell us about yourself.
The wizard stands, removing her pointed hat and setting a large spell book on the table.
My name is Elizabeth Crowborn. First and foremost, I am a wizard. I'd say for the reason I'm here is to test out some spells on the willing.
I'm sorry. What did you mean, test out some spells?
Just a few simple incantations, nothing too permanent.
Okay, we're just going to move on. Next?
Next in line is the dwarf, a stout man with black beard speckled with gray, heavy eyes, and an even heavier warhammer, which he hoists up onto the table with a sturdy grunt.
This is my warhammer.
Was that your whole introduction?
You need more?
Name, class, anything?
Orinlock Boulderbraid. Call me Orin. Fighter. Now, move on.
Okay, Orin, you're a fighter. You just want to hit things. I get it. Next?
Is it my turn?
Sure.
Thank you. Greetings. Welcome. It's a pleasure to meet you all. You may call me Aurea Eleanor, wizard, and I am but a humble cleric of the goddess Medior.
The sorcerer, intrigued by this announcement, stands up on his stool to be seen better.
Meteor? I love meteors. Sign me up.
It's Medior. And no, she's not the goddess of meteors, but she is the goddess of something just as special. Medior's blessings provide aid to the healers and doctors of the world. It's through her that all healing happens. Isn't that just as wonderful as meteors?
No.
You could always come to the temple, or here's a parchment that describes the love and
Can you wait until after?
Of course. It's adventure recruiting time. Don't worry. Medior can always wait.
The cleric sits back in her chair with a satisfied smile, the chainmail under her temple robes creaking and adjusting.
Well, if someone's bleeding out, she probably shouldn't.
True.
The sorcerer clears his throat. He's barely over 3.5 feet, but what he lacks in height is compensated with energy. As he stands up, his satchel falls open and various and sundry books, vials, and an odd mirror start to tumble out. He gathers them up swiftly, apologizing to the objects under his breath.
Sorry. They are fussy. You can call me Thorn. It is short for Thorn Skystriker Stales, which is actually short for Thorn Skystriker Stales Ravenel of Rightmarsh. So, I'm here because the bard offered me free drinks. I mean, I came into the bar because I needed to sit down because I was really tired because, well, I got into a fight. Well, not a fight, but a fight with a bear. And then I lost. Not really, because, like, if you lose a fight with a bear, you're going to be eaten by the bear, and obviously I didn't lose the fight. Well, I didn't get eaten. I did lose the fight, but, where was I?
Everyone else exchanges glances. They are quite lost.
The bear?
Oh, right! So, then I was thinking about the water so much, because, like, what else is there really to think about? So when I transformed back, I needed a drink and a place to stretch my legs.
Wait, transformed back from what?
I tried hitting him with a spell, and it backfired, and I turned into a potted plant. Interesting.
What spell is it that turns someone into a potted plant?
None that I know of. My magic just kind of happens and brings me along for the ride.
Does that make you a sorcerer?
No, my magic comes from within.
That is what a sorcerer is.
Is there a difference between a wizard and a sorcerer anyway?
Difference? A wizard spends years studying and perfecting magic as a science. Sorcerers throw whatever they can at the wall to see what sticks. Half the time they blow up the wall by accident.
And that's why I use a warhammer.
And that's why I worship Meteor. My magic flows through her, and she makes sure that nothing ever goes wrong. Isn't that swell?
Blank stares around the table.
Okay, if that's everyone, thank you.
That's not everyone.
You have not gone.
Me?
It's your party, yes?
Certainly not. If anything, it's his.
Mine? How is it mine?
It's your bar. You're the one who said we should do this in the first place.
Yes, but I certainly don't have time to be in charge. I already spend most of my time bartending just to make ends meet.
Half the time you're not even serving drinks. You're writing music or talking about adventuring.
That's part of bard tending. Entertain the patrons.
What patrons?
Shut it. You're the one who made the stupid deal. Let's just burn this place down before they do, if you're so desperate to cut and run.
Excuse me, can...
What?
Sorry.
What's your question?
I actually have two. First, what's this deal you mentioned? And second, why are you setting the bar on fire? I cannot recommend that.
Well, that second one is not an actual threat. Yet. I mean, not me. I would never burn the tavern down.
You're forgetting the other question.
Yeah, what's the deal?
Didn't you tell them why we needed an adventuring party?
To test my accuracy with my spells.
To do some battle.
To do some good.
Free drinks!
Party.
In a way, all of those things are true.
Damn it.
What did you expect? I figured we'd get them drawn in and then drop the news on them when they've already joined up.
What news exactly?
Corvo?
Okay, this is going to be a little rough, so just hold on till the end. So, the Bard and I are brothers.
Half-brothers.
Half-brothers, and...
How in Braynor's beard is that possible?
Tieflings are born from a human parent.
Well, thank you for the clarification. Continue.
I only found out he was still alive yesterday when I came to collect his debts for the Thieves Guild.
You're a member of the Thieves Guild?
Hell no. But on occasion, I did the odd job.
And your brother is an odd job.
It wasn't like that. It was...
You did lie to me?
Only at first. As soon as I knew who you were, I came clean.
I had to put you in a zone of truth.
You passed the zone of truth? With your level of magic? Impressive.
It was a scroll. And yes, I did lie, but you know what else I did?
Are you talking about the deal you made?
The Thieves Guild was going to burn this place to the ground if he didn't pay up. We worked together, and we were able to change the stipulations of the deal.
Changed it to what?
Quite simple, you see. They gave us 10 weeks to give them 10,000 gold.
The room goes quiet.
That's a little rich, even for my blood.
That's a lot. A lot.
Our sorcerer gnome starts gathering his things and standing on his chair.
I hate to be the one to say this, but I think this place is going to burn.
No, luck brought you in here. Luck is on our side. Surely we could pull this off.
The rogue looks around the room at their disappointed faces.
Okay, I think it's time to call it. This was a mistake.
No!
Everyone stops in their tracks at the harsh no from the dwarf.
Excuse me?
I said no.
Sorry, buddy. Drinks are all still on the house.
You're just like them.
You want to, elaborate?
My last party, When we first gathered in the back room of that musty old tavern, we certainly were not prepared. We fought and yelled and threw things. But I watched them grow into the most formidable band of warriors this land has ever seen.
What happened to them?
They fell prey to that thing which is most dangerous to humans, time. It's been a wee bit more than a few decades, but I still carry their memory with me.
He removes a locket from beneath his armor and hands it to the brothers. Cased within the exquisite dwarven metal is a small photograph that shows an adventuring party standing arm in arm.
Wait, is that the Long Rest?
Is that this bar?
I've been coming here since before you two were even born. But you, we have met. I'm surprised you didn't remember me.
Our rogue is a bit bewildered.
When?
It must have been when you were about 6 or 7 when I last came to the Long Rest.
Well, that's why. But why did you stop coming?
After our parents died, there really wasn't a bar to go to. City took it, remember?
The bard's right. I had figured the days of reliving my adventures were far behind me. I just came in this morning to take one last look at the place.
The dwarf, now holding the locket in his hands, smiles at those once strangers who fought together.
So you're actually going to stay?
I figure you young'uns could use someone to show you the ropes. And the bard's right. Luck brought us to the Long Rest today. This moment.
Excellent. Then I guess we have our leader.
I'm just a fighter, son. I follow orders, not give them.
Okay, but you're in. No backing out.
If you're willing to lead.
Sure. If I must.
You must.
Okay, then. Now, who else is in? Elizabeth?
Sounds like a fool's errand.
You said you wanted to test your spells, right?
In the spirit of honesty, it's more curses than enchantments.
And you understand that none of us want to be cursed, right?
Fine. Next tavern down the road.
I have a better idea. You join our party, and we'll let you test as many spells as you want in the field. Join us, and you can curse every monster we come across. But no cursing those around this table.
I can't say it's not tempting. What if I do one non-lethal spell a week?
Only on Artie. And me, not on the others.
Why me?
Because you already lied to her and said she could.
And why you?
Because I will lead us.
All right. I'm in.
Okay. Arya,
Yes,
is there a way we could convince you to stay?
I suppose if I was allowed to talk a little more about Meteor, I'd be more interested.
Looking at this group, small chance converting, but if you want to bring Meteor's magic with us, sure.
Perhaps.
Maybe as our healer?
Now it seems that we are thinking in unison.
Okay, that's 3. Thorn?
Everyone turns to face the gnome, who is fiddling with a small mechanism in his hand. After a second, he notices everyone is staring at him.
Is it my turn to speak? Sorry. My mind wanders.
What can we do to get you to join this party?
We need to get 1,000 gold.
10,000.
Ooh. Will y'all still be serving drinks if I say no?
If we don't get 10,000 gold, they're burning the place down. Drinks and all.
Still time to find another tavern.
Oh, come on. You know you want to.
The whole thing makes me kind of anxious. Is it all going to be serious stuff?
No, but there are going to be times where we can't always be having fun. We'd be facing death with every adventure.
Well, I do face death for breakfast. And last time it turned me into a potted plant. Sat there for hours, leaning towards the sun.
It seems our gnome sorcerer has some Feywild magic in him.
I will say it. If you had a party with you, they could have helped.
That's true.
Free drinks after every adventure?
Within reason.
I suppose I could stick around for a bit. Seems like it'll be more fun than fighting bears for their gold hoard.
Bears don't hoard gold.
Well, then what am I thinking of?
Dragons?
Well, that explains the lack of gold.
Well, if we're officially a party,
You're forgetting something.
I am.
You never gave your introduction. At least, not properly.
Fine. Hi. I'm Corvo Everett Rest, the rogue. This was our parents' bar, and, now it's ours.
The vagabond group is glaring at the rogue.
Why are you here?
I'm here to pay back a debt. Well, I was. Now I'm here to lead. Thanks.
Not the most eloquent of speeches.
I liked it.
It'll get better with time.
We're officially a party. Bard, wizard, fighter, cleric, sorcerer, and a rogue. How about we call it there for our first official meeting? Unless anyone else has something they want to bring up?
Everyone looks around, silently confirming their unified lack of issues. At least, for now.
Okay then. Can I see you all back here tomorrow morning?
Yes.
Count on it.
It will have to be after service, but yes.
Sure, just let me know when.
Tomorrow morning?
Oh, absolutely, just let me know.
I'm taking that as a yes. And with that, I'm getting a drink.
He strides out of the back room, returning to the bar and pouring himself a drink. He's joined by the group one by one at the bar.
Bard, Tinder, 2 flights of your finest dwarven ale.
Coming right up.
The rogue looks around. His party members have taken seats near him at the bar.
Hey, Corvo.
Yeah.
I know you said earlier, no songs, but I did just serve a bunch of drinks and...
Go ahead.
I want to slay a dragon. I want to kill him dead.
And so it was that the 6 of them spent the rest of the night drinking, laughing, and gaining some trust. These 6 may go on to become the most legendary heroes in all the realms. But for now, they're just 6 friends sharing a drink, a night, and a laugh. And that is where we leave you tonight. Tune in next week for the Long Rest. After their first dungeon adventure fighting kobolds at a small lair on the outskirts of town. Until then, this is your Dungeon Master, Rob, and we are Nerd's Garage. Thank you for tuning in.
The Long Rest features the talents of Rob Mann as your Dungeon Master, David Curtis as Corvo the Rogue, Zach Hanner as Artie the Bard, John Marcus as Orin the Dwarf, Linda Carlisle Marcus as Arya the Cleric, Jeff Phillips as Thorn the Gnome, Suzanne Ralke Smith as Elizabeth the Wizard, Derek Smith as Tharden the Dwarf and the Thieves Guild member. Creative Director is Dylan Smith. Special thanks to D&D Beyond, Wizards of the Coast, Michael Vancor, Justin Smith, Jason Acock, Alice Morgan Sherwood, Nerds Garage interns, and all the Nerds Garage D&D players.